You've settled for good enough or worse, above average. For most of you, you found this as a consolation for your lack of courage and your complacency to press for more. Today, I'm going to be showing you how to master anything and how to be the best at what you do. These are keys that are helping me in my field, and I believe if you apply them, they are going to help you. This is not some motivation, these are principles that I have followed and I am still following. So, stay around and listen and apply them to your life. Thank you for coming back. This is Francis Set again. And the first of these keys we are going to be talking about is read. 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 This first key is telling you that you must read. To be the best at anything, to master any skill, you must read. It's so amazing that 90% of people complain of how things are going wrong in their life, how things are going south in their pursuits, not because it's meant to be that way, but because they don't have any enough information to make them scale up. Many people underestimate the price for greatness. Many people underestimate the real cost of growth. Many people underestimate the cost of mastery because it's really painful when you start saying the simple things. They really need one magical key that makes them get to where they want to get to. But no, success is in the simple things and in the daily things that you do. Yeah. So your mind has to be fed, your knowledge bank has to be big for you to excel at what you do. You have to understand that your mind is a bank account, and right now it is overdrafted with garbage. Yeah. There are a lot of you TV shows, the noise from social media and other people's opinions are the things you are building your life on. That's not substantial. You will live like every other person else. But if you want to go to the top, you want to be among the 1% of the 1%, the deciding guys, you have to understand that reading is a non-negotiable. Reading is a non-negotiable. You must read. You must read. Reading is a currency. Reading is a deposit, rather. The currency is wisdom. It's wisdom. It's a deposit. You are depositing money in the bank to get physical cash, that paper you are holding. So for your life to be good, for you to gain mastery, for you to be the best at what you do, you have to understand that you have to make deposits of knowledge. You have to make deposits of knowledge. And how people know it is that your decisions become superior, your contributions become superior, your results become superior. They are not just a normal standard of result. I would refer you to scripture in Daniel chapter 9. Bible says Daniel understood by books. It's a whole long scripture, but this is our focus. Daniel understood by books. There's a kind of understanding that only comes in the place of study. There's a kind of understanding that you won't get on social media. You have to read. You have to read. Give an example. You are a trader and you have $1 million dream, as most people will call it, and then you have the information of $10,000. You agree with me that you cannot do so much with it because the information level and what you desire, they are not the same. You want to become great, get the template. Truth is, there's nothing you want to become that doesn't already exist, that is not already in existence. Your willingness to become will bring you to materials that are going to change you. Some of you are making unnecessary mistakes, not because those mistakes are supposed to be there or because you are obeying the law of process. It's simply because you don't read. You don't read. Get yourself materials, get yourself tapes, get yourself audiobooks, and start reading. And I'll end this first point by giving you an assignment. Make it a commitment to read at least 30 minutes daily. It can be to build your mind, it can be to build your spiritual life, it can be to build your communication, it can be to build your vocabulary, it can be to build your business. Make it a commitment to read, make it a commitment to go for knowledge, go for strategic knowledge. And remember that reading is a deposit and the currency is wisdom. The currency is wisdom. You said you want to be the best. I'm showing you how you become the best. The first key is to read. So the second key we are going to be looking at is study. Study. This is not some cliche stuff. This is not some bit to get you to do something. No, study. This is where you turn information into power. It's not enough to read. If you don't study, you are just consuming the material. Those of you that read, you understand that there are books you've read that after you finish reading it, you just got exhausted mentally. It's not because it was supposed to be so, it's because you were religiously reading, you were not studying, you were not taking into cognizance what you are reading. I wrote here that reading is passive consumption while studying is active engagement. This is where you find the hidden piece for your success equation. There are a lot of you that have read a lot of books for what you want to change, and you are not seeing the change. You know why? You are still reading. Sit down to study. This is what I'm going through. How does this book help me achieve this? How does this thing I'm reading help me get to where I want to get? You discover that there are a lot of materials that you've read and you think they are not working. That's not true. You only read, you didn't study. Take your time to study. Study. Under this point, what I would say is this: whenever you get a material, the first thing you do is, after reading, you look for something that applies to your situation, and then apply it immediately. Something that applies to your situation, and then you apply it immediately. That's how you turn knowledge into power. That's how you turn information into something useful. The next point we are going to be talking about is mastery. Mastery. Remember, you read, you study, mastery. I'm showing you how you become the best. These keys are simple when it's being said, but if you follow them, you really would become. Will you see your result instantly? Depending on how fast you move, depending on how much you act on this information. Mastery. Excitement dies here because of your refusal to accept anything that is less than your true potential. There are just very few people we know that are at the top of their fields. If we talk about the car industry, the first thing that comes to your mind is the Porsche. You know why? They have been on that top for the past 3 years as the most luxurious car brand. If we niche it down to a country like Nigeria, when you talk about cars, people are easily tilted towards the Toyota brand. Not because there are no other cars, but because these guys in this part of the world have stood out to be one of the best. Excitement dies, and then you move from refusing anything less than your absolute potential. You want to give the best, you want to do the best. You know that your reputation now is a lesson for others. You know that your results is now a template for others. Then you are no longer excited that, oh wow, I'm doing this. Remember, we said you would read and then you study. These two steps, the first and the second keys, give you your missing piece to success. And in the place of mastery, you are no longer excited like, wow, this thing is working. What you want to do is refine what you found until it becomes a globally recognized standard, until it becomes a key that people are non-negotiable with. That if you must become this, you have to make reference to this person, you have to make reference to this material, you have to make reference to this particular sector of information. Mastery. I also wrote that obsession makes you fall in love with the process of getting better. Showing up when you don't feel like it. You know why? You are no longer excited. Oh wow, this result is not exciting you again. You are just repeating something. Obsession makes you fall in love with the process of getting better. Anytime you find yourself excited, you were largely looking at the outcome. Anybody that is striving for mastery is no longer excited. That person now is obsessed with whatever they are doing to see that the best comes out of them. And then under here, I wrote that showing up when you don't feel like is one of the ways you know you're actually gaining mastery. And then building yourself instead of looking for quick gratification. The truth is, as a young person, you've made your first $10,000, you've made your first $2,000, you've made your first $1,000. That urge to show, that urge to bring yourself out is going to come. But what's going to separate you from these other guys is that you know that you are becoming the best. You are not just becoming one of the many. You are becoming the best. How do you become the best? By gaining mastery. How do you gain mastery? By not letting excitement get into what you are doing, by not falling short of the best in that your field. That's how you gain mastery. And I'm giving you a caution that you have to be obsessed with what you are doing to gain mastery. You have to show up when you don't feel like, and you have to focus on building for the long-term impact. And one thing you have to know is that it's going to take your time, it's going to take your energy, it's going to take your resources. But is it worth it? Absolutely, it's worth it. You must be willing to sacrifice short-term pleasure for long-term power. Short-term pleasure. What does short-term pleasure look like? Spending and buying the next flashy thing that comes. What does short-term pleasure look like? Involving in everything that your body tells you to involve in. That's short-term pleasure. What does long-term power look like? Knowledge, impact. What does long-term power look like? Becoming the best at what you do. So you have to give up pleasures for power. That's how you control. And the truth is, one of these gives you the other easily and peacefully. And I want to admonish you that you should be so focused in your pursuit of excellence. Be so focused in your pursuit of excellence. Know what is distracting you and cut it off. You want to be the best. The people at the top, they are really focused people. Go and research in your field of endeavor. You see that those people that you admire, focus is on their top game. focus is on their top game. The first key we said read, the second key we said study, the third key we said mastery. And now I'm about to give you the fourth key. Pick up your books and pick up your pen. Execution. Execution. This key differentiates the guy that dreams from the guy that is going to dominate. Information without execution is hearsay. Yeah, it's hearsay. There are a lot of you that you know what to do, you know how to gain mastery, but you do not want to get it done, either because you are scared. It's only fear, yes. Because if you've read, if you've studied, and you are gaining mastery in what you are studying, execution, fear should not be the reason for you not to execute. It is lack of confidence. That's the reason why many of you are doing what you are doing. Many of you are looking for the perfection mindset. I'll do it tomorrow. I'll do it when I have a good camera. I'll do it when I have a mic. I'll do it when this comes. That is wrong. That is wrong. Stop waiting for the conditions to feel right. Get up and get it done. Get up and get things done. The perfect plan only exists when you decide to make it perfect. The perfect plan only exists when you decide to make do with what you want to have. I wrote here, the key is the pressure that turns coals to diamond. This execution key is what turns you into that thing you are looking at. You are going to fail, no doubt. You are going to repeat patterns, no doubt. But one thing that is going to happen is by the time you start executing, you observe this pattern, you know what works, you know what doesn't work, and immediately you know what to change. You know what not to do and what to continue doing. This time you are going smarter. You are going smarter to constantly execute. You are going smarter to constantly deliver results. And as we end, I want to give you an admonition that you should make a plan to be the best at what you do. The truth is, the universe doesn't ignore excellence. The universe doesn't ignore, they can't just look at an excellent person that ignore. No, the universe doesn't ignore excellence. There's room for you. Make sure you find your way to the top. Make sure you find your way to the top. We can't wait to have you here. Thank you for watching, and see you in the next video. Bye guys.